how y'all doing? We're in the excavator here, and I was going to show you how some of these controls work. So let me get you started on that and give you an idea of what it takes to operate the excavator and what it does. And it's in the rain, so we're not going to be moving any dirt or anything right now. But I wanted to show you how to operate it, and so you wouldn't be intimidated by this. It's a fairly simple machine to learn how to operate. I was surprised how rapidly I picked it up and could make the movements of the lift without even really thinking about it. So it's that simple. So do not be intimidated. If you want to rent these, rent it. You can do this. Over here on my left-hand side is this knob right here. This has to be down for it to operate. It has to be up for you to start it. So you have to have it up and then start it. Well, first of all, of course, we want to start it. So this has got a dust cover on it for obvious reasons. A lot of times this is operated in a dusty environment, and that's what we had most of the week this week. So you can see some of the dust collected on here. So just turn the key, fires it right up. Now when you get ready to operate, push this down into position. The door release is right beside it. Push that. We can reach around, grab the door and swing it in. And since this is down, you'll notice it covers the handle. So it makes it hard. You can't open that door with this handle down. You have to pull this handle back up, disengage everything before you can open the door again safely. The next thing we want to do is put our seat belt on. Just like a regular car lap belt. Is the operational controls, the movement of the mini excavator. Now this will move it. This will push it. When you push forward, just like a zero turn mower, and you push it forward, it's going to pull you around this side. When you push this side forward, it's going to move you the other way. It also has a set of foot pedals. You can flip these down, and they do the same thing. And they can operate it that way, where your hands are free to do something else. So they will operate. I like using the hand controls. It's a little easier for me. All right, the next thing we want to look at is going to be to the right. This is our joystick control. This button controls the thumb that's on the machine. Open, close. All right, the next thing is if we pull back on this handle, it raises and pulls the arm back towards the cab. And of course, right the opposite, when you push it down, we'll put that back down in place. All right, the next thing is, move the thumb out of the way, is if you move the joystick to the side, it will close the bucket. If you move it to the opposite side, it will open the bucket. Okay. Now, continuing on the same side, this is the blade that's in front. Forward, we'll push the blade down. You move it back, it will pick the blade up. Now this also has two buttons here. You push one side down, it moves the blade. When you push the other side down, it moves the blade back at the opposite. So it controls the angle of your blade. The next thing we want to look at is going to be on the left-hand side. This control here. This, if you push it forward, will raise your bucket. If you pull it back, bring your bucket back to you. All right, and that is the simple controls of this. Now, some other things that we have ran into when you want to, if you have a hydraulic hose or something come loose, turn the excavator off, turn it on to auxiliary, and then work your handles back and forth, and it will release the pressure on those hoses, and it will make it easier to recouple those, and a little easier to uncouple those, so if you need to do that. We also have light switch, which has got on the headlight right here, and when that is on, we can turn that light on. You can't see it there, but it is on. It turns it off. And it's also got a windshield wiper, which if we were working in it today, we would definitely need. It's controlled here. This is the idle speed of your motor. You want to operate them fast. That will give you the more hydraulic pressure, enabling you to move more weight. Okay. Of course, you got to have your handle up. Start it back up. Handle down to operate the machinery. Okay. Now this thing will also swing on the left side. Will tilt your cab right and left. All right. Now the control down here on the foot. If you look at this, when you push this, it will swing the boom to the right. Push this, it will swing the boom to the left. Now, a few safety things on here. When you tilt to one side, now I'm across the track. The cab is sitting across the tracks. Tracks are running this way. The cab is sitting this way. You are more likely to tip this thing over now. If you have a weight on this thing out, if you have a lot of weight in this bucket and you're extended this way across the tracks, you can tip this thing over very easily. So you want to be very careful with that and not do that. If you can, well, just don't do that. You just don't need to do that, because that will throw you off balance and it can create a dangerous situation. Swing it back. Now when we're this way, with the tracks are this way, the cab is this way, you've got more stability. If you're picking up something heavy in the front, you can let this blade down. That will give you more support if you're lifting something heavy from the front. Now still, you've got to have this bucket close when you're moving loads. You can also reverse this. You can turn this cab 90 degrees and drive it with a blade in the back. Okay, you can do that, and you can use the blade in other situations to stabilize it. Now, one thing you want to do when you're moving with this machine, you want to try to tuck everything in that you can. Tuck it all in, pull it in close to you, have it close to your cab. That way the center of the gravity is over the tracks. Makes it more stable, makes it safer to move, okay? Especially if you've got a load. If you've got a load, you pick it up, you pull it in, you'll have this bucket curled, and probably your thumb down to hold that in there, and you can move much safely. If this is out, extended out, then your center of gravity is way off on this machine, and it can create a dangerous situation. So keep that tucked in. Well, I hope that answered some questions for you on the excavator. I have enjoyed renting this machine, and it has done a lot of good. And like I said, I was very surprised at how quickly I learned how to operate this very smoothly and very efficiently. I can say if somebody spends several hours into this thing, they can learn how to operate this very efficiently in just a very few hours. So I was operating this thing fairly efficiently within the first 30 minutes to an hour. And then as the time went on, I got where I could save a lot of time, because I knew how to operate that bucket, how to curl the bucket, how to pick things up, how to carry it. and I could move quickly and efficiently in just a very few short hours. So do not be intimidated by this. Rent one if you need one and have some fun and probably save yourself some money instead of hiring somebody else to do it. And remember, count your blessings every day, and I believe you will find you're blessed well beyond measure. I know that I am. God bless. Bye. And when I turn the excavator off, I want to let the bucket down